Hey yo, BTG gave me the opportunity to express myself and
Let's get it. Thank you, Tanya. One thing that I will always respect about Tanya is Tanya walks it like she talks it. Guys, she's on the train right now, right? She could have made every excuse not to be on this call and made sure that she gave her people praise or just being available to us right now. But she said, no, even though I'm on the train, I'm still going to join the call, right? I just want you guys to understand what type of conviction that is. Thank you, Tanya. All right, guys, let me move around. Eugene, who do you got out there that's kicking ass and taking names?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Hope you all feeling good. Want to give a shout out to Gina, Deborah, Keisha. I just want to give a shout out to my whole entire team. Thank you for what you do. Let's just step it up. Let's keep up the good work.
Right on. Thank you, Eugene. All right, praise goes a long way. Let me see who else I got. Taisha, who you got out there that's kicking ass and taking names? Anybody you want to shout out?
Good morning, everyone. It's Taisha from Philly. No one is shut out right now, but I did invite one of my agents to the call that's going to be starting this week. She probably couldn't make it in because it was such last minute. Just everyone kick ass and take names. Even though it's raining, let's get this money.
Right on. Let's get it. Little rain don't stop nobody, right? Not when you have it in your mind what your goal is. I love it. Thank you. All right, so let me move around. Sade, who you got out there that's kicking ass and taking names?
Great morning, everybody. I've got myself, my whole team. Honestly, I do have an agent, Khadijah. She made 2 sales yesterday in the rain. Other than that, we finished last week with 52 sales. So I just like to keep kicking ass and taking names and move forward and get everybody else out in the field with us. And that's it for me.
Right on, guys. Thank you very much. And sure enough, Sade is definitely taking off like a rocket. By the way, she's the newest independent business owner that we have, right? Obviously, you guys know what our goal is, to strengthen America by creating entrepreneurs, and that's exactly what we're doing, right? So if you guys can, let's come off mute right now and just give Sade, right, a boost of confidence and a boost of love.
Congratulations, Sade.
Hey, Sade,
You,
congratulations. Congratulations,
Congratulations, Sade.
Hey,
you,
Way
girl.
to go.
you did it. Thank you, Sade. Matter of fact, take 60, take 30, take 60 seconds. Let's hear from you.
um, I just had to get motivated and actually get up and get outside in the field and just start making activations, start knocking on people's doors and setting up and trying to recruit. And we're getting there.
Right on. Well, listen, thank you. All right. First and foremost, guys, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of the call today. Right. All I kept thinking about is how to build relationships. Right. I'm at a time in my life, especially with this company right now, that we're trying to attract the best type of talent here. What does that take from me? That takes me actually building relationships. And I thought that this is something that I'm going to share with you guys today because you guys also need to know how to build relationships. You may not think of it as much as I do, right? But I can tell you guys that you guys are constantly building relationships all day long. When you're out there in the field, maybe you got to get the general manager of that Family Dollar to be able to let you sit outside their store. Maybe you can get them to let you sit inside the store. But what do you have to do? You got to build a relationship, right? And trust doesn't come easy, not in our business, not in this world today. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the tips and tricks that I use to truly build trust with people and to build that relationship. First and foremost, I want you guys to write this down. I give fast and I give more. I give fast and I give more. All right. I want to have an interactive call with you. Why do you guys think I give fast and I give more if I want to build a relationship? Anybody? There are no wrong answers here, guys. This is a training. Anybody know why I give fast and I give more? D, I'm going to get you in here. All right. Well, listen, let me just tell you, right?
I do.
Tell me.
Good morning. All right.
Amen.
So this is Elizabeth. Good morning, everybody. So what came to mind when you said that, and you can quote me if it's wrong or right, but when you say get fast and get more, that means you're to get fast. I mean, to get fast, you're doing more sales faster. And then to get more, the more you sell, the more you get. Does that make sense?
Well, I think you misheard me, right? Because it's not about
Okay.
getting more and
Okay.
getting
Okay.
fast. No, it's about giving more.
Okay.
Like I'm giving you this. I give
Right.
more and I give fast. Right. So let me explain, right? What it is that a lot of times you have to show people how much you care right off the bat,
True.
right? People don't care who you are until they know how much you care, guys. Have you ever cared about anybody's title? Never, right? But once you know that person cares, then you can respect the title. Then you can respect what that individual represents, right? And in building relationships, that's vital and important because I can tell you, I'm always constantly thinking, what can I do to care more? What can I do to support more? What can I do to help build my team? And I can tell you one of the most underappreciated things is that most people don't feel appreciated. So I just try to keep that in mind. Like, hold up, by the way, make sure that you know that I appreciate you. You can even build that into your actual slang, right? Like I say it like it's slang, like, hey man, I appreciate you. Great job, congratulations. These are all words that build up people's confidence and build our relationship right away from the first time they meet me, right? So I'm giving more and I'm giving fast, right? Instead of being reserved, right? Because a lot of times people will teach you, hey man, be reserved. Don't come off too much. No, not if you want to build a relationship. Don't you want people to see who you are, know your heart, right? They want to know how much you care first, right? So that's important. That's I want to make sure that you guys understand that there's three things that I always look at to be able to give more, give fast. It's their personal life, it's their finances, and it's their health, right? It has never failed me yet, right? When I make sure I take time to just find out, hey, how you doing financially? How are you doing health-wise? How is your personal life, right? That's something that I really always appreciated. Anytime anybody who didn't have to took the time to just say, hey, how you doing? We don't do that enough for each other. But I can tell you that some of my greatest relationships that I have right now still, still right now that I can call to, there are people who ask that question. And by the way, they're all highly successful people. It's not the wrong type of people that's going to ask that question. It's usually the right type of people inside of your life that's going to ask that question. And it's not to manipulate you. It's to make sure that they're growing, right? Because again, if we're going to be of equal value to each other and truly build a relationship, then we have to be valuable to each other. Hey, how you doing? Okay, great. This is somebody I want to work with, right? This is a relationship that I definitely want to build. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that first and foremost, right? How to build a proper relationship. And those are just two key things that I utilize at all times. I give more, I give fast, right? And I'm always looking at their personal life, their finances, and their health to try to just make sure that I tone in on them, right? And we build a relationship. After that, I'm going to determine a few different other factors, but those are the key things, right? Now, let me ask you, if I open up this card right now, do you guys have anything that you do when you're trying to build a relationship with people, or have you not thought about it, or what do you have, right? I want to see, does anyone else have anything, a system that they use to actually help build a relationship?
I try to call and check on people and see where they at and what they need and stuff like that.
Right on, right on. Just checking on people, just showing people you care that way.
Um, just being kind, and I don't know, my aura and spirit is like, a lot of people just tell me my aura and my spirit just get them. It make them want to be around me. So I could just walk down the street and people is drawn to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I get a chance to meet people like you a lot, relationship type of people, right? That it's all about the relationship for you. Yeah, absolutely. You guys are special. Right?
Also, this is Elizabeth again, you guys. Also, I notice with myself over times in life, like when I do something, when I communicate with someone or have conversations with someone, is when you see that person again, that person, I always give a person a pleasant smile. Hey, how you doing? You know, that same person. Or if people see me in general, they always, you know, hey, it's just like I seen them yesterday. So I'm constantly seeing, so our parents and attendance, and being around people and the people that you serve and you communicate, I feel like that will build relationship too, because people see you all the time. They stop and talk to you. They got good spirit with you. You keeping up good motivation and stuff with them. So I think that's one too.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna tell you something right now, Elizabeth. You're leaving such a lasting, long relationship on everybody on this call. I just want you to know that. I mean, you haven't been with the company very long, but I've seen you on each and every call, and I've seen you participating. Do you know what that does?
Yes.
You're building up favor. You're building up trust with each and every person on this call, right? Somebody on this call may just call you one day if they need some advice. Why? Because you seem more trustworthy. You're showing up, right? So again, just giving yourself the advantage. You're building a relationship just by doing that right now, right?
Thank you.
Very good.
Yes.
Aisha's been giving you a lot of praise, by the way, from our 8 a.m. call this morning to now. So great job. Anybody
Thank you.
else got anything that they do to build a relationship with people? Because again, it's vital and important, guys. We can't act like as if, we don't need to be building relationships, like we don't need to be building bridges with people. There's a saying that I always like to say: you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, you go with others, right? And I truly want to go far. That fast stuff, I did it already.
And also, I'm sorry, and also by showing them that you genuinely care. There's nothing fake about it, that you're really concerned about them, like Sade and Elizabeth said, and it should be genuine. It shouldn't be fake, because people, they can pick up on that, they can read your energy. So that's what, makes a closeness with you, when a person knows that you're genuine and authentic.
Right on. Right on. Absolutely. People don't care who you are until they know how much you care, right? That's something that always sticks out in my mind. Thank you guys for sharing that. It's vital and important that we know how to build relationships out here. And guys, please remember, right? It is normal for people to feel unappreciated. It's actually not normal for someone to feel appreciated. So if you can make sure that people feel appreciated, that you work with, right, that work with you, I promise you, you're more than likely going to build a relationship and a bond that's going to go far beyond Bridge the Gap marketing. These type of opportunities, it's going to go far beyond that. So congratulations, we learned something new today. Let's move forward. I want to role play. All right, guys, you guys know how this works, right? I like to see who got the hot pitch, who got the money making, award winning sales pitch. Light me on fire. I'm your customer. Let me know your name, what campaign you're working on, and light me on fire. I'm here for it. I want to see it. I want to hear it. Oh, you guys gonna make me call on you. You guys gonna make me call on you.
I want to go, but I'm new, so I don't know. I gotta watch somebody else.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. Thank you for your courage. And it's a lot of background noise. Is there any way we get to a controlled environment so that we can hear you? Absolutely. You're not so new that you can't. This is to sharpen your sword.
Okay, hold on.
Guys, it's something very respectable about somebody that's just on this call for the first time ever, right? And she comes off mute to pitch. Very unique and value. You have to watch D now. I know at least I am. She's showing the traits of a winner right here, right now. All right. While she gets herself together, anybody else want to pitch? We'll do two.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, D.
All right, that's better. I'm not sure what pitch you want me to try.
All right. So first and foremost, right? What market are you from, and what do you market for, and what client do you market for?
That's what I'm saying. Today, my first day jumping on. I'm trying, I'm seeing
Understand.
what's going on. I'm taking in I'm learning, I'm taking in.
Understood. Okay, very good. So you haven't even done your completed the training yet, but I do believe that you're working with Taisha. Taisha works with Excess Telecom. That's the free phones and free tablet campaign. So she'll show you the rest there, right? So you'll be able to benefit from some of these other sales pitches, guys. Who is willing to give me a sales pitch? Who's willing to come off mute and pitch me? Let me call on some of these leaders. Let me call on some of these leaders. Elizabeth, I know you went last week. Nadia, you went already. I'm calling
And
on.
you want to try me this week?
Yeah, absolutely. And I heard from you. Good job there. All right. I want to hear from man Eugene. Let me hear your pitch, bro. Let me hear your pitch.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Let's see. I guess we're gonna go with Lifeline. I keep it real short. And if I'm set up somewhere, I say, "Hey, how you doing? How's it going?" Um, hold on, wait, so damn, how did I just freeze like that? I don't freeze like that. It flows. But anyway, I just keep it real simple. I just say, "Hey, free phone, free phone. Do you get your free phone? Do you got a free phone? Come in and we talk to you for a second. What you have now? Do you have anything? I can help you out." Keep it real short and brief. Real short and brief.
Okay. So let's put that in pitch format. So let's just say I'm walking up to you and you said that to me. Let me respond and then you give me back what you say, okay?
All right,
All right,
let's
cool.
do that. Okay. So I say, hey, what's going on?
All is
How are you?
well. All is well.
Okay, good. Just letting you know, right here on this side we have True Connect. Right on this side we have Access. I usually lead with Access. Are you familiar with that company? Either,
No,
either or.
no. What's that?
Okay. It's the Lifeline program. It's part of a Lifeline program. Um, XS has Vortex phones. A lot of people like these phones. True Connect has these cloud phones, pretty cool phones as well. Let's just try you out. Do you get Medicaid food stamps, any kind of government assistance?
No, I got an iPhone.
Oh, so you don't receive any kind of government assistance whatsoever?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do. Okay, perfect. So this program is for individuals who get government assistance. Do you happen to know the last? Do you know happen to know the last 4 of your Social Security?
Why you need my social?
It's very vital and important to be able to know the last 4 of your social, because it's going to be it's a part of the process. So
Okay.
so one thing I just want to stress to you is making sure that you have active um, Medicaid, food stamps. I want to make sure that it's active. Sometimes people may have had food stamps, they might have had Medicaid, but it's not active. So in order for you to be eligible for this, it would have to be active food stamps, Medicaid, government assistance, and also you would have to have the last 4 of your social.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I got all that, but not right now. Not right now. We're gonna be here tomorrow.
I'm here now. What's the hold up?
Well, right now, I just don't feel comfortable giving my social.
Really? What is the last 4? Really can't do much with it out. It doesn't. And by the way, once it's inputted, it disappears.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe some other time. All right. I
All
want
right.
to
Well,
start. Okay. Go ahead. You got a rebuttal for me?
no, I'm basically just saying, hey, listen, I'm right here right now. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be here for a minute. So, if you change your mind, just let me know. But I'm here.
Right on. All right. So pros and cons, guys. You guys know the way this game works, right? I like to look at pros and cons. What did he do well, and what can we work on? Pros and cons. If you got a pen and paper, write down pros, line through it, and then cons on the other side. Let's go pros first. What did he do really well?
He stayed engaged with the customer. He tried to bring the customer back.
Man, he stayed engaged. I think he had a great attitude. You know, what else?
He introduced
He
himself
introduced
well,
himself.
and he also mentioned, the government program that he was on, and also mentioned that he was with Access Telecom and Frontline.
Hmm. He pitched two products at one time, didn't he? He said, he said, look, on
And,
this side, we got this, on
and
this
he
side, we
also
got this
and he
right here,
also
you at the
didn't
phone.
oh sorry. And he also didn't give up on his pitch. He just kept forcing on until he got what he wanted to hear.
Yeah, pretty persistent, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so I got persistent. I got introduction well, right? I got great attitude. I got engaged. What else? All right, let's go over to the cons. Right now, what could he done a better job with?
He could have tried to make it less wordy and explain what the social security, what the last four of the social security number was for. By explaining the national verifier system, and the last four of your social just helps us identify that you have some type of government, or confirm that you have some type of government assistance. That's all we're doing here.
Right on. Guys, don't let that go over your head. Right? If a customer says that they're reluctant, you got to deal with that. That's not a small objection. That is a very big objection. Trust, a bond has to be built. A relationship has to be built. Now I have to share with you what I know in order to get you to trust me. Right? If not, and you glaze over it and you move too fast, you could be wham bam, thank you, ma'am. People don't say take kind to that neither. Right? It was already, it was already a state of confusion a bit, right? Because again, I got two choices to make now. He said choose. Okay. Yeah, well, what's that? Free phone? Okay, good. No, I got an iPhone. So I'm still confused, right? How many times has somebody said to you, no, I got an iPhone? Because you told them you wanted a phone. You wanted to get them a phone. But they're still confused. They're coming out of the fog like, no, I got an iPhone. I'm all right.
Yeah, because they're unsure.
It's
They're
still
like, oh, so this service is going to turn off my iPhone service? Oh, no, I don't want that.
right,
I
right.
feel like he could have used a different pitch too. Since you do have an iPhone, maybe he could have used a different pitch, like maybe if you need the phone for your child or a family member or anybody around that needs a phone, but since you have an iPhone, you might not want the Android for free. So a different pitch could have worked too.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. If keep it short, try to keep it short and sweet. Yeah, the Android. It's always good to have a backup device, and not for nothing, but if you ever can't afford your phone bill, you could take the chip out of this phone and put it in that nice iPhone that you got. So it's always a great backup. You have an extra device and you have an extra SIM card to utilize.
Right on. What we're talking about is just qualifying the customer, right? It's just asking a few key qualifying questions to understand how you can actually help the customer today, right? It's such thing is called commission breath, right? Where we customer can feel like, hold up, you trying to have your way because obviously you get incentivized, but I'm still confused here. But just slowing down, taking time to qualify the client, especially if they're giving you the time. If a customer flatfoots me, I'm immediately calmer than if you were walking because you had the option to just continue walking. You stopped. What does that mean? There must be obviously something that I can help you with, right? So now there's nothing wrong with me qualifying you. Okay, great. You know what? You know what's great about that iPhone? You know what's great about that iPhone? Like that's a great iPhone to be able to use for you. But let me ask you, what about having this as a backup, right? You can even make a joke at that point. Hey, this one right here you can have for your kids. You got kids? Well, I got kids, and then I'm also relating now. So not only did I just ask a qualifying question, but I also related, right? Giving more confidence, more validity, building more of a relationship. There's a lot that we could have did with that sales pitch there. I just think qualifying is great. What else, guys? Anything else? How was the close? What was the close? What was
His clothes and his scenario was him saying, okay, well, I'm still here if you need me. You know, I'll be here tomorrow. That was his clothes.
Well, no, his close was, what's your social? That was the close.
Wait, so the close was not closing out the conversation?
No, the close is how you ask for the sale.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to make sure that at all times you're prepared to be able to close any customer, because again, it's great to be able to talk to people, but how do you close, right? And his close was just, hey, do you have your social? And that's okay to close that way, by the way, but you have to do it in a certain type of way. You definitely want to soften up your vocal tone. You definitely already want to have dealt with some objections, right? Like I might just say, before I ask for the social, I might say, well, listen, let me ask you, have you ever had one of these phones before? If I ask that question, what are they doing? They're getting ready for my next question. Okay, great. Let's check. What's your social? You see how I might have handled the objection even before he even gave me the objection, if I said it that way? Right? So you want to put yourself in the best possible position where it's going to be received better, which helps out. Anybody else got another close that they use?
If you would have just waited for the appropriate time to put the four-digit social in, it would have went much smoother, and then he could finish out with everything. Put the last four social, then you ask for their birth date, then you ask for their address, and then once that's completed, then go in and find out if they have food stamps, Medicaid, or what type of government assistance. That would have qualified him, and that would have closed the sale out, to see if he qualified for any one of the programs at that point. Then he would let him know if he qualified.
Okay. It was difficult hearing you, but from what I'm taking away, you wouldn't have said anything. You would have just showed him the iPad and started collecting information.
Yes, I would have went right into the application with him, took the first name, last name, email, everything that you would need for the application. Then once you get to the four-digit social, then that's when you ask them for the four-digit social. And then they're more, relaxed with what you're doing at that point, because you can do small talk with them at that point. You can continue to do small talk throughout that process. And that kind of eases them up a little bit, have them more relaxed. Once they get to that social, they're like, okay, and your last four digit of your social. And I'll make it real smooth. Last four digit of your social, okay, and your birthday. And just move right into it.
Right on. Right on.
Just like Tanya said, I like to get shoulder to shoulder with the customer so that they see my screen before I even start asking them for their information. And I'm just like, great, let's see if you qualify. I say, great. All you need is Medicaid, food stamps, any type of government assistance. If you're not sure if you have it, we can go ahead and check and see if you qualify real quick. All I need is your first, last name, last four, your social, and date of birth. And then I get shoulder to shoulder with them, and I show them what I'm doing on my screen.
Right
or
on.
there are times when I let them go ahead and put their social in themselves. That works as well.
Great.
And
Can I? Wait,
also,
sorry.
I'm sorry. And also, this is Elizabeth again. And also with me, I normally keep that same smile on my face. And then I also, once I get to the first, the last name, and then we go into the other emails, and then we go through the addresses. I also, just before I go into the social, part. I also say we are going to need your last 4 your social, not your whole social. So I do address it to them before I even get there, so they already can be aware. And if there's any questions that they might have about it, then I go into like a small little, small little another pitch, so they won't get uncomfortable. They won't have no doubts in their mind, like, okay, we get my social, that's gonna be, and that's always give them a heads up before we even get there. Because sometimes the clients, they might say, do we gotta give our social, in that nature, and I always give them a little nice little friendly little heads up about it, and then keep the smile and keep it moving.
Great.
Can I jump in real quick?
Uh-huh.
But this is just in general. Thank you everybody for your feedback. I definitely appreciate it. But one thing I do want to say is, usually in the setting that I'm in, it's a bunch of people standing around, and I like to just set the right expectation from the jump, because that does save time. When it saves time to me if I'm letting everybody know what it is. So one thing I say that's important is, do you have active? And I make it's almost like to everybody who's around. Do you have active benefits right now? And do you know the last 4 years social? You'd be surprised how many times maybe I didn't say that, and then now I've gone through the process, got collect the address, whatever, and then this person says, "Oh, I don't know the last 4 of my social," or they say to me, "Oh, so I have to have Medicaid for." Yeah, you got to have you know what I mean. So I like to say it up front, so set the expectation to save time, save my time and their time. And something I like to know is, have your benefits been active for a period of time? There's been people who say, "Oh, I just left the HRL office just now." 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna go through. It's they're not going, they can't get it. So I like to save people's time. My time and their time. So that's kind of why I just kind of put everything out from the jump, just to set the right expectation.
Good feedback. Good feedback. You know, one of the best things about this training is the fact that we get a chance to train together. You get a chance to see what other people are doing, right? We all know who is kicking ass and taking names. Why? Because we got what's called a transparent environment. Inside of this company here, you guys have access to actually everybody's numbers here. And when I say that to you because I want to make sure that you guys are taking in this feedback, right? That you guys are seeing that others are getting a pretty good result. One thing that I can say, right, in closing, I want to say this is, please make sure that you develop your sales pitch, right? And it's simple. Good introduction, right? Who you are, what are you doing, and then obviously provoking that conversation. Then obviously you want to make sure that you get right into qualifying your customer, pricing, probing, right? Understanding the needs of this client. It can happen really fast, right? But obviously we got to do that. Once we do that and we uncover, hey, yeah, absolutely, I could use a phone. I do need a phone. Mine broke. Now I know exactly what I'm working with, right? And then I can get into my closing, right? And then it happens very quick. We can do it inside of 45 seconds, to be totally honest with you, depending on how well you maneuver with these words. But when it comes time to close, you guys want to develop a strong close. I like shoulder up technique. As long as I don't stink, no one's really pushing me off, but they can see what I'm doing for them. And then that builds trust and validity right then and there. Like, oh, you're going to do this right now? Yeah, absolutely. It only takes 3 minutes, right? 60 seconds twice, right? And even when I say that with a smile. I say that pleasantly. I maybe break the ice a little bit. Now that buys me more time, right? So there's so many different ways to do this. We just want to make sure that you guys got tools for your tool belt. All right. Now I said two, we only did one, but does anyone else want to pitch before we get off this call?
I will if you guys want me to, but if you guys are running off the call, then
Oh, no. Absolutely. We want you to. First and foremost, right? Can we give it up for Eugene?
let's go, Eugene. Good
Hey,
job.
Eugene, go, Eugene, go.
Eugene.
Not as easy. It is not as easy as one would think to jump on here and even to pitch virtually, right? But I promise you, you guys will be sharper because of it when you get out there in the field, it'll trigger something. All right, Sade, let's get it. I'm your client.
All right, so when I'm in the field, I door knock, so I'm not just set up. So I do things a little bit differently.
Different strategy.
And it all depends on the environment. If I'm in the type of complex where the doors are super close together and it's just one hallway, I'll spend 3 seconds knocking on the door, just a quick knock, 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 knock on one door. And I'll be right at the next door knocking, waiting for that other person to come through the door. If the doors are close together and I know it's thin walls, you might even hear me hollering in the hallway. Free phones, tablets, government phones, tablets. I've knocked on all the doors. By the time I've knocked on all the doors, everybody's outside. Hey, y'all. That's the power of creating a crowd. Now everybody's interested. Now I might be at another customer's door. I'm at your door first, Quincy.
Yeah, good.
Knock, knock.
Hello, hello.
Hey, free phones, tablets. You got any type of government assistance?
No, I had you guys. I had you guys before.
Oh, okay, boss. Well, I've got two different companies. Which one did you have before?
I'm not even sure, man. It was like a little black phone.
Oh, okay, did it look like this? I'm
No,
showing you a
nothing like
Vortex phone.
no, nothing like that. That looked like it's what's that, an iPhone?
No, this is just an Android. It's a Vortex with excess wireless. The other one I have is True Connect. It looks like this. Have you had this one before?
No, neither one of those. Those phones look fancy. What, you trying to sell those?
Oh, okay. No, I'm not selling anything. It's free to you if you have any type of government assistance. And I knocked on your door, so I'm pretty sure you live in Section 8 housing. So I already know you qualify for this device. Do you live here? Is this your address?
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, then I already know that you qualify for this device. Are you interested in a free device today? All I need is your first, last name, date of birth, and last 4 of your social to qualify you through the National Verifier system.
Okay. So you're gonna qualify me right now?
Yes, sir. I'm going to qualify you right now. And if you do qualify, I'm going to activate this device for you right now.
Can I get the phone right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. First and last name. I'm shouldering up with my customer. First and last name.
Okay. All right, guys. Give it up for Sade.
Great job, Sade.
Whoop, whoop.
I like the way you
Oh,
walk.
great job, Sade.
Yo, I like the way you walk me through the scenario, right? Just to paint the picture
Thank
in my
you.
head, right? And if you guys have ever got a chance to be around Sade, I want you guys to know burst of energy. She's more of an action orientated person, again, and a mix of relational, right? So she's that type of person where she'll walk inside of a crowd of people and just be like, hey, I'm here, guys, right? Despite not feeling like, you know, it's odd how she doesn't feel like she's that type of person, but she will do it. When it's time to get your attention, she will get your attention. So I know exactly what you're talking about here, about how you create a crowd. Again, guys, let's get into it. Pros and cons. What did she do really well?
You did her introduction very well. I like that. Gave me some thoughts.
And I feel like she was very interactive with the customer and she was relaxed. It's it came off natural the way she was pitching the customer.
Yes. Energy was good, interactive. She was definitely relaxed. What else?
She sounded confident in what she was doing.
Confident. I couldn't see her, but I could hear her smile.
And Sade was certainly in control. She was in control of the whole situation, and she had the customer very relaxed, and she drew them in. So they felt relaxed with her. So she could probably gotten $1 million out of it.
Ready? Like, so, the situation, I want you guys, and by the way, was she ready for the rebuttal? I mean, was she ready with her rebuttals when I was giving her objections?
She she was ready. She was ready.
Yeah.
She was informative and she was ready.
Yeah, she was definitely prepared. Definitely prepared.
Ready. It felt like, I'm not sure if you guys have ever read Donald Trump's Art of the Deal, right? But it felt like you read that book because you kept talking to me like as if this was an offer that I couldn't refuse. And that was something I took away once I read that book. Talk to people like this is an offer that they can't refuse. And it obviously gives you the advantage, right? Each and every time I came by, and when I showed interest through my questions, it was like she saw blood in the water, right? What is that, an iPhone? That's like me showing interest in my question. So someone who has the wherewithal knows, like, oh, there's blood in the water, right? And I'm a shark. And she took full advantage of that. No, this is not an iPhone, but it's a great Android, right? She probably held up the devices so that I can see, because what does that do now? Now I might even put it in your hand, right? Which is also a form of marketing and being able to kind of, because it's hard for somebody to give something back once you didn't put it in their hand. But obviously you got to qualify first. So now you got to let me do my job so you can see how the advantages get set. Then I think it's just a huge advantage to be at the door. Where are they going to run? You know what I'm saying? Like, not only are you relaxed and more comfortable, but you're also being weird if you just shut the door and don't speak to me and just let me, you know what I'm saying? You can't run off that way. So at the door is a lot more beneficial, I feel, right? So pros. Now, cons. Anybody got any cons?
I get that I come off too aggressive sometimes. That pitch is a little aggressive.
It didn't seem too aggressive to me, right? You know, that's either a pace and poise thing where you can kind of just be too on top of people, or it's a space thing, right? Like you're not giving it enough space, like literally how you're standing and where I'm standing. Again, like you see me talking to somebody, I won't stand toe to toe to them. I'll maybe stand to the side, right? To come off non-alarming, because toe to toe, right? It can be alarming, right? Just something that I've learned inside of door to door. But either way it go, that didn't come off as aggressive. I didn't think. Did anybody else feel like that was too aggressive? I feel like it was too.
No, no, I didn't feel that way. I think it was very engaging and she held his attention, so that wasn't aggressive at all.
Right on. Any cons, guys?
Quincy, the only thing, this is Mary, I'm sorry. Forgive me for the background noise because I'm in a meeting, outside of a meeting, but nevertheless, the only thing that I noticed when she was engaging with the customer, she said to the customer, oh yeah, well, I can see you in section 8. We have to be careful with our language because sometimes you can stigmatize people because of their situation. So just be mindful when you are engaging with those customers, not to, again, stigmatize them because they're on Section 8 or to get food stamps or Medicaid, because sometimes people feel some type of way about this situation. And we just have to be mindful of what kind of language we use when we're trying to qualify those.
Right on. Right on. Agreed. Agreed. You know, who else had a little cringe moment when she did that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just a
people
little.
people could be a little sensitive. You know, for instance, I work at a shelter, and so you be surprised. People walk up to me all the time. Hey man, just let you know, man, I'm just here. I got a house, man. My girl got a big house, man. I'm just here because I'm trying to get myself situated. So they always want to like, and I'm like, man, okay, it's cool. Oh, I ain't no bum. I'm just like, I ain't no bum. Okay, cool. So it's like you gotta definitely, people walk sometimes with chip on their shoulders. They all, even when I'm asking, like, hey, so do you get any kind of benefit? Sometimes I don't even like saying the actual, because foods they are, even though they have it, they may feel away. It's funny, but it's funny to explain it. But yeah, I try to watch my words because some people walk with that chip on their shoulder about this situation or not wanting to be categorized, even if they're
For
in that
me,
category.
For me, I feel like I explain it. So, and I will only say that if they don't know if they get government assistance. And I know I'm knocking on a Section 8 apartment. I say it as I'm showing them. You qualify through this button right here. You know, the button that says Section 8 or voucher housing. I'm showing them as I'm talking. So they understand that I'm saying I'm sure you have government assistance. That's why I asked him, is this your current address? If this is your address and your name is on this lease, you have government assistance. This is a qualification, Section 8 housing.
I love it. I love it. Listen, I want you guys to understand something, that there is no wrong way, right? Because one of the great things is that, let me make sure that I say this correctly, right? I could do something wrong and no one ever knows about it, right? And we do this all the time, right? I can go to the field right now, not understanding the pitch. I can do it exactly the opposite of everything that we train on here, and I can still be successful today, right? What it is though is we want to have a duplicatable process that we can transfer that skill set to anybody else on this call. So what we try to do is make sure that we understand exactly what gives us the advantage and what can give us a disadvantage, and just be mindful of it. Because there's going to be times where, through emotional, through anything else, again, because a lot of times we can get emotional, right? Most of the time I'm going to try to make sure that you guys are intelligent about what it is, right, that you say. But there's moments, right, where you just cringe and you just say, all right, cool, I would have done that better. Okay. But I totally understand where you are in terms of making sure, because what happens is that sometimes people oftentimes try to play like as if they don't know in situations, because they don't know how to say no. So they're trying to run you around. And what you want to do is get in front of that. You want to, hey, you know what? Not for nothing, but I spoke with the front desk. The front desk said that, pretty much everyone qualifies. So let me ask you, what do you have? What do you have that we can use here? And maybe just shoulder up with them and show them all the list of benefits, right? When it's time to press and collect which benefits they have. Plenty of ways to be able to do this. But again, just good feedback, a good tool inside of your tool belt, right? To be able to deploy and use. Guys, amazing coaching session today, right? I want you guys to continue to show up, continue to push through courageously, and let's make sure that we role play. I'm sure you guys are sharper today than you were yesterday, just because of these two role play scenarios, right? And I'm going to issue you a challenge, right, in the close of this. I challenge you to get with somebody on your team, somebody you're working with today, and just do a few role plays before you guys even get started, right? Or maybe periodically throughout the day, right? Steel sharpens steel. You're going to watch as you guys' numbers rise, right? That's also another way to build a relationship. So, guys, I will see you guys all next Monday. Obviously, if you're joining us from online and you're part of the online community, make sure that you get the link from below on this video right here and join us. We don't care if you work with Bridge or Gap Marketing. I don't care what company you work for. You can join us here. I'll speak to you guys soon. Let's kick ass and take names, gang. Later.
Hey yo, shout out to BTG, shout out to BTG. Hey yo, Q, I see you.